When you see descriptions of this contest as a king versus a commoner, is that how you see it as well?
Such titles are of another area. Citizen of India is title enough for me.
It's become somewhat of a media cliche for the Mysore battle to be described as a battle royale. But when a king actually steps into the electoral fray, what else do you call it? We're here on the campaign trail of someone who's been coronated as the 27th king of Mysore. I'm here with Yaduvir Wadiyar. Thank you for your time. When you see descriptions of this contest as a king versus a commoner, is that how you see it as well?
Not at all. I've said this many times in many interviews before that such titles were of another era. From my grandfather's time, we welcomed the institution of democracy. In fact, in Mysore, it was some 70 years before independence that the representative assembly and a semi-democratic institution was set up, and it was further strengthened all along the state times, all the way up to the time of independence. And even at independence, we were one of the earliest states to accede and even merge within India. So we've always wanted to strengthen that institution, and we've always worked towards that. And as I said, such titles are of another area. Citizen of India is title enough for me.
Well, that's very democratic and very impressive, but you do hold the titular title of the 27th king of Mysore, and you were coronated in 2015. What does the title mean to you in today's India?
Well, the anointment ceremony, as it happened, or the Pattabhisheka, was purely to do with the tradition. It's a rite of passage within the ritualistic traditions of the palace, and that had to happen in order for me to continue the year-long festivities that we have, which are associated with the palace in Mysore, which we continue to this day. Apart from that, we enjoy life as common citizens in every other sphere, and we haven't any special status within either our constitution or before the law, which we get to exercise in any which way. So it is, I suppose, a narrative which maybe the opposition wants to create, and certainly something that adds flavor in the media. But towards all of us here locally, and for me especially, it's of little importance.
Okay, but even if we don't look at you as a king, but we look at you as a 30-something young guy contesting his first election, it's still all very new for you. What's been the hardest part?
The hardest part is making time for everyone. Everybody has wants.
Politics needs a lot of patience.
It requires a lot of patience, undoubtedly. Luckily, I have that one virtue in abundance, and it's great to be amongst everyone and get their messages, their aspirations, whatever troubles they may have here, and whatever needs solving urgently. It's been a very enriching experience, to say the least.
Now we're, of course, at this moment, your campaign is going through one of the Dalit neighborhoods, Dalit pockets of Mysore. I saw a big portrait of Baba Sahib Ambedkar as we were entering this neighborhood. What is your central messaging as a first-time contestant in this election, but with a long historic lineage? So you have history and you have youth, and I'm imagining that makes for a very interesting blend. What would you like for your central message to be?
Well, the overarching vision of the Prime Minister within the Viksit Bharat 2047, being a bridge between that vision towards from the centre to our constituency is the main aim. The Prime Minister has already mentioned about the heritage corridor within Mysore, that is Hampi, Badami in Mysore, and we want to strengthen that aspect. The Dalit neighborhood, that is Gandhinagar, and then there's Ashokapuram as well, have ties to the palace from way beyond, before independence rather. There are many heritage institutions here which are centers of art themselves, centers of martial art as well, and their own unique identity as well. Strengthening that will add further flavor to Mysore, and I think bring back some sort of resurgence to the heritage tag that Mysore has.
Now, politics is new to you, but not to your family. And we've seen your family initially associated with Congress, and only towards latter years moved to the BJP. Was it a tough choice to A, enter politics, and B, choose the party?
Certainly, it's not the most straightforward decision, in the sense it requires a lot of consideration. There are a lot of people it affects around you. It's a career choice which obviously everybody around you also gets affected by it. So friends, family, all of that have to be certainly given their due course, all stakeholders. And then after that, of course, the decision was up to me. I think.
What made you do it?
Well, the idea that you're serving a greater good, there's sacrifices made to be made, and small sacrifices such as your personal space are very much easy to give up when you're serving a greater good.
Okay, I know you're busy. I'm going to ask just a couple more questions. The Chief Minister, one, it's very interesting. He's asked his party not to attack you personally. He understands the love and respect that your family commands here. But it's still a prestige battle for him, and he's spending a lot of time here. How do you see that?
Well, it's a matter of pride for Mysore that two individuals from this area have become Chief Ministers, Devrajars and Mr. Siddarahmaiah as well. Of course, you always give the respect that's due there, but you're a political opponent. So we've kept things civil for the time being, at least. And I think that's a good development overall and a good way to progress forward. People are judging us by our individual aptitude, and rather than the personal criticisms that are usually in the fray, in the political fray.
Okay, your managers want me to wrap up, but the appeal. One last question. Promise, last question. The appeal to the Vocaliga factor by the Congress, does that bother you? You've tried to not get into the sort of caste configuration.
Well, not. It doesn't bother me too much. The idea that we are all voting for one country as one society, the idea that caste lines in today's India are as irrelevant as my own titles, is something that we want to stress here. We're all fighting for one society and one country, and the idea that as Bharatiyas for Bharat is what we want to percolate down to all corners of the constituency.
All right, good luck. If I take any more time, I'm going to have some very angry people here. All the best, and thank you for talking to us. Thank you. And you can see people are not angry, but we have got very less time. So understand. Yes, I understand. Namaskar and hello everyone. Welcome to a ride through the heart and the soul of India. क्योंकि जब इलेक्शन सीजन आता है तो कौन जीता, कौन हारा, कौन आगे, कौन पीछे, ये बातचीत तो होती ही रहती है. But it's also a time for travel and meeting people and getting to know your own country better. So, welcome to the Dhabas of Democracy, where every bite tells a story, where every conversation will spice up your day. Experience the masala, the flavor, the swad of this election with us as we take a unique road trip from the south to the north of India, traveling thousands of kilometers to bring you the flavor of this election.